Hey there, welcome back to the channel. Today's video I'm going to do something a little bit different because I have been asked a couple of times about using the masking feature in Lightroom for landscapes. So I'm not necessarily known for my landscape photography, but I'm going to jump in and I'm going to show you how to apply the landscape masks to some of your images. So let's go take a look. Okay, so I've got this image here, which is taken in Outback, New South Wales, and it's a sunset shot, and it's really dark. You can't really see too much in the way of details. Now, I can come through and I can brighten up the shadows, the highlights, but then I start to lose the details in the sky and things like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit reset. One thing I am going to do is I'm just going to straighten up that horizon line. Okay, and now I'm going to go into masks. So I'm going to click on the landscape. And we're just going to give it a minute to detect the features. So it has picked up the sky, the vegetation, the natural ground, and I'm going to ask it to create 3 separate masks. Now there is a little bit of a car here and I'm going to deal with that in a minute. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the vegetation and everything here, and I'm going to brighten that up. Adjust the whites. I'm then going to go to the natural ground and I'm going to brighten that up as well. Boost the whites. Might even increase the saturation a little bit. Might go back to vegetation and increase the saturation there a little bit. Now I can go to the sky and I can bring that down, bring the highlights down a little bit. And boost in that. So by doing the 3 separate areas, I can treat them differently. So you've got one sort of darken area that goes through the middle there, and then even as the shadows elongate coming towards the camera, I can brighten that up separately and treat the sky as a separate entity. You can, if you want to, come into point color and you can drop or increase the variance there with the sky color. I could do the same thing with the ground color as well. So if I wanted to create more variance in the colors or less. So if we jump out of there and jump back into our essentials, I can then come back in, I can add a bit more texture. I can come and remove that car. So I'm going to come into the remove tool. Just grab a little bit more than you need if there's any shadows or anything like that, and just hit remove. And then just see if there's a couple of different options. That one's probably a bit better. So if I press Y on the keyboard, we can have a look at where we were before. So it's quite dark, and after pressing Y again just brings me back. So we can globally just increase the brightness of the whole image if we wish to. I can then also come in and play with varying tones in the image as well and boost those. So if I had just brought the exposure up, I would have lost all the detail in the sky. So that's one image. Let's go take a look at another one. So here's another image. This is again out in the bush. I'm going to go back into crop because I'm going to straighten that up. These are some emus that were out in a paddock, so that was pretty cool. So again, I could just boost my exposure up or play with it that way, but what I'm going to do is go into my masks. I'm going to click on landscapes, and it has given me the sky, it's given me the vegetation, and it's marked the emus as natural ground, but that's okay, we can rename that, and I'm just going to keep that emus. So with the natural vegetation, I'm going to just boost that up a little bit. I'm going to boost the color up a little bit. If I go into point color, I can then play with the variance, so I can sort of make it more flat, especially if I come in through the trees here. The sky, so you can deepen the variance in the sky from the top towards the bottom of the sky, or you can drop the variance to make it a little more even. I can add, if I come back to my vegetation, I can add a little bit more texture and clarity into that. And if I come into the emus, I'm maybe going to take the shadows off, add a little bit more. Okay, so I might just darken that sky up just a touch. And come back to the sliders. So you can do global adjustments or you can do local adjustments. So again, hitting Y, the before where it was all sort of a bit dark and muddy, and the after. Let's go have a look at one more image. Again, going into masks, click on landscape. Now, if you had architecture or a building or something like that in there, it would pick that up as well. These are pretty much sky, vegetation, natural ground, create the masks. You don't have to create all three masks, but I'm going to bring that up at the vegetation. And you can add to the masks or you can take away from the masks as well. So I'm going to come in here again, point color. I really do like this variance slider. And I might just, in that vegetation, what I'm actually going to do is subtract from that. So I've just got the trees through here. Just just give them a little bit more texture and clarity. So there you have it. Using the masking feature in Lightroom can really make a dramatic difference to your images. Just going to get rid of that little bit there. I did have a bit of a vignette on this image because I was using a CPL, so I'm just going to crop in just a little bit just to get rid of that. So there you have it. It really does not take much to use the masking features in Lightroom to improve your landscape images dramatically. So the masks are not just for portraits and things like that, but the new landscaping masks that they've put into Lightroom are really quite good. And you just need to fiddle around with them a little bit and you can edit different areas of your image. And don't forget to play with that point color variance as well. That is also an excellent feature. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it helpful. If there's anything that you'd like me to cover, don't forget to put a comment down below. I'm always bringing out a video pretty much every week. So let me know. So that's it for today. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, maybe subscribe, and I will see you next time on YouTube. Bye.